Hi everybody. If you own a martial arts school or if you're planning on opening one, this is probably the most important video you're ever going to see because I'm now going to teach you how to open a martial arts school. Let's get started. So I have literally opened over 500 fitness and martial arts schools all across the world. And I've used the same method for 30 years. Essentially, what I've been doing over the last 30 years is trying to perfect how to open a school or a dojo or how to, generate interest. And I built this system over years of trying, and you got to trust me on this one, it actually works. I've written about it in my book, Sales Master. So if you want to look at that, it's in the book. And it's about an entire chapter, but it's really about what I'm going to tell you today. And I know other people might have a good method to open up a school. I don't care. This is proven every single time, and people who paid me a lot of money to help them open their school, this is the way you open a martial arts school or a fitness school or a fitness studio or a yoga studio. It doesn't matter. It's all the same because it's all marketing, okay? And so, like I said, I've really opened up a lot and I've learned over the years how to do this. Okay, so let me show you how it works. You do not just open your school and hope that people come. That is like the worst marketing strategy in the world. Or, the typical, we're opening on this weekend, come on down. I don't do that. I never leave anything to chance. I want to know exactly how and why people are coming to my school. And I want to generate it. I want to be able to turn it on and turn it off like a tap. Okay? I want to know exactly how many members I need on day one so that I'm a profitable school. Yeah, I don't want to open unless I'm profitable. A friend of mine who used to do this with me in the fitness industry before, who started his own franchise, he wouldn't even let you open unless you had the minimum number of target of students. He wouldn't even let you open. He'd say, no, you're not opening for another month until you have a profit on day one. Now, I believe in that system. And he uses the same system I did because we created this thing together when we were working in the fitness chains. And when I turned it and I said, okay, well, let's put it in the martial arts industry. Let's see if it works exactly. It works one-to-one, exactly. So I want you to follow this and do not just do the typical, we're opening on that day, some flyers. No, I don't do that. We plan our success and it works. All right, so there are 5 levels to opening a school. Okay, there's 5 stages to opening a school. I'm going to go through every one of them and then each one in detail. The first level is your pre-sale. Okay? Before you start pre-selling memberships, there's an entire time before that. The next level is the pre-sale. Okay? So that's when people can actually start buying memberships. The next is the countdown. Okay? And then where we count down to the date that it's opening. And then we have the last chance or the opening. Yeah, that's level number 4. And then we extend the offer for 2 weeks, 1 month, it doesn't matter. Okay? So there's 5 levels to a pre-sale. There's 5 levels that you need to learn and understand and do before you open up your school. Okay? So let's go back. The pre-sale. Now, I've done pre-sales. That means what we're doing is on our social media, or maybe we have a flyer, maybe we can put a banner. It doesn't matter. What we're telling people is that we're coming. Okay? So that's a pre-sale. So you can do it. You can do it up to a year in advance if you want to. You can really pre-sale for a long time. And what you're doing is you're just trying to generate interest. Okay? Maybe your new school is on a highway and it's going to take you 4 months to really start, get the mats in and do all the walls and, do all the renovations that you need to do. That means the minute you sign that agreement, that's where you're going to be, that's when you start your pre-sale. And that's when you start generating interest. And it's just like all you want to do is you want to drive people to your website. And on your website, it just says, get the information about the new opening of this school in this city. Just give us your name and your email and we'll send you information about the opening. That's all they have to do. You don't want to sell them anything. You don't want to make an appointment. You just want to generate interest, okay? And you can do that for 4 months or 5 months or 6 months before you even start selling. What you're trying to do is get people to fill out their information and then say, yes, please send me information about this school opening here. Yeah? That's the next step. All right, and all you want to do is get as many names and addresses and telephone numbers and email addresses that you possibly can, okay? And these people have given you they've told you, yes, please send me information. They've clicked that box. Yeah, so you're not just spamming people, and don't spam them, okay? And the first letter that they get from you is just a simple letter explaining who you are, what you're planning on doing, that you're for adults and you're for kids, and that you're doing self-defense, and what kind of martial arts you're doing, a little bit of history, maybe a link to a video that you posted, like the one I'm doing right now, talking about what your whole main goal is. Don't talk about price. Do not talk about price. That's not interesting. You just want to say where you come from, what you did, what you're planning, where you're going, you know, how you're going to teach kids, how you're going to teach adults, you know, we're in this academy, or we're in this under this organization. Explain everything to them. If you're using like Constant Contact or MailChimp or one of those, you can actually see how many people are opening your email, right? Now, this is really important that you have this list here, because that pre-sale list is the people who are interested. And then what you're going to do is you're going to move after you've created enough people who are interested. People said, yeah, just send me some information. I might be interested about that for my son. Yeah, just send me some information. It has to be a really easy thing. Just send me information. And then you get into the pre-sale. Now, when you have that information from the pre-sale people, when you have the information from the pre-sale people, what you're going to want to do now is send them an offer a week before you start your pre-sales, right? So you want to start your offer a week before you start your pre-sales. What's going to happen? Those people, you're going to send them an offer, and you're going to say, for the first 50 people who sign up, you're going to save the joining fee, and you're going to get a free martial arts uniform. Yeah? And in total, you'll be saving yourself $250 or $300 for the first 50 people. The first 50 people who sign up, yeah, they get a free uniform and they save the joining fee, for example, okay? And then you can say things, and then what you're trying to do is you do that 7 days before. If your pre-sale is going to be on a Saturday, right? You're going to start it the 7 days beforehand. You're going to send them one email 7 days before, one email like on the Thursday, right? If you're opening on Saturday, and then one also on Saturday morning. They get 3 emails. It's really important. In the business of webinars, you know, if you've ever attended a webinar, you know that that's how it works too. They always send you sign up for the webinar, they give you some information, you go somewhere for the webinar, they look at, oh, it's pretty cool. Maybe there's a link to your website or to their website where they're seeing a little bit more information, where they can see what's going to happen and what we're going to talk to them. And then you know that on Wednesday you get another on a week before the webinar starts, you get an email, and then Wednesday or Thursday you get an email, and then the day of the webinar you also get an email. And that's how they get more people to show up. And that's exactly the same thing that you're going to do in your pre-sale, is you're going to tell them, pre-sales start on this day, in the pre-sale. Pre-sales start on this day. 1 week beforehand, you send them all an email, a letter, a text message. You can call them up. It doesn't matter to me, but you need to say, what you're going to say is that the first 50 people there are going to save, and they're going to, you know, be the first, you know, founding members or something like that. So that's really important. So you have your pre-sale where you're gathering information. You have your pre-sale where you're inviting the people to the first day of the pre-sale. Now that's really important. You've invited them to the first day of the pre-sale, so that looks like a lineup out front of your pre-sale, right? There's a lineup out front of your pre-sale, like people, and you put up, you know, balloons around there, right? And you put up a sign that says the pre-sale has started. And then when people drive by, they go, wow, look, there's a lot of people lined up for that. There's a lot of people lined up. Maybe I've been driving by every day and looking at it, but I've never thought, maybe I should, So see what you're doing. You're generating interest, right? P.T. Barnum from Barnum and Bailey Circus said the best way to draw a crowd is with a crowd. And that's how you draw a crowd. People go around, they're like, wow, okay, that looks cool. Maybe I will. And then maybe they Google you. And then maybe they look up information, and it says, oh, the first 50. It doesn't matter, because that is your pre-sale and your pre-sale, all right? Now, in your pre-sale, I know I said the first 50. It can be 150. I don't care. Because don't just say, well, it's only for the first 50 and not, no. as many as you want. We used to do banners that said like the first 100, would save the joining fee, and we'd be signing up like 1,000 people in the pre-sale. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Because not only are you going to do that, you're going to say the first 50 are going to get that deal, but then every time that somebody signs up for the deal, they get 2 guest passes. They get 2 passes that they can give to their friends, and their friends can bring up to 2 people with them that they get the same conditions that they did. Because it's not fair for their friends, is it? And then that's your referral during your pre-sale, okay? It's like an extra goodie on top. After they sign, you say, now that you're a member of our school, I'm really excited for you. But now you also have the possibility to bring up to 2 friends with you. And they get the exact same deal that you just got. But it's limited to up to 2 people, okay? Do you know maybe 2 people that you could bring with you? Or do you just need 1 pass? Because they're limited. And what does the client say to the client? Well, no, I know 2 people I could bring with. I know the 2 neighbors I could bring. Okay, no, that's fine. And if they say, no, I don't know anybody, then you put them away. You say, okay, no problem. And you know what they do immediately? They go, whoa, wait. I might actually know somebody. Are you sure? I'm positive I know somebody. You just said you didn't know anybody. You don't have to do that, but you know what I mean? This point is that in the pre-sale, those people are interested, yeah? Or they wouldn't have, went on your Facebook or went on your website, wouldn't have filled out the formula. They get down first 50. They sign up and say, great, it looks good because they got a nice tour, they got a good presentation. We're going to go into that later on the sales presentation. Don't worry about that right now. And once they signed up, they've gotten 2 passes that they can bring up to 2 friends. Don't just throw them out like they're candies. Up to 2 friends who get the same deal that they got now. And so that's what you're doing. What you're trying to do is during your pre-sale, you want to turn your initial members into sales machines. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh yeah, well maybe we could up that ante, Lance. We could give them $50 for every print. You don't need to do that. You do not need to reward members. I hated it that the fitness studios would do that. Bring a friend and get $50. No, I'm bringing a friend because I want to work out with somebody. I want to work out with a friend of mine. I don't care about $50. And I know you think they're like, oh man, that's the best motivator. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. If I can afford your gym membership, I'm actually a little bit embarrassed that you offered me $50 that I could bring somebody. Like $50? Do you think that's going to change my life? $50? No. So just in the pre-sales, we're going to get to how you get people to bring friends later. But in the pre-sales, it's just, you get the same conditions that I got because it's only for the first 50, right? But it's for the first 50 and their friends. Now, if somebody comes to you and says, I know 3 people, I guarantee you I can bring 3 people, then you can say, okay, well, all right, here's the 3rd pass. But you need to have these guest passes made up where they just bring a friend, that's it. That's all they need to do. You don't need to do a giant campaign that we're going to send, people for 2 weeks to Las Vegas. No. Just give them the option. Just tell them. It's the same thing as when if you go see a good movie in the theater, right? Or you go and you see something cool and you go to your friend, you know what I just saw? I just saw a really cool movie. You got to go see that. It's so cool. I'll even go again if you want to because that was so cool. I'll go, really? Was that a good movie? That was great. Nobody's paying you money for that. Because you do for your friends. You try to help your friends out. And you think, this would be a great thing for my friend that, who was scared of that, or told me about this situation then. Now he can come with me. All right? That's how you do it. So that's your pre-sale and your pre-sale, right? And then now you've got enough guest passes out that people are bringing other people with them. Right? They're doing marketing for you. They're doing the sales for you. Because if you got 50 people who just signed up, you got 100 passes out there. If you got 150 people who signed up, you have 300 passes out there. That's a lot of passes. Okay? Next step is step number 3, and that's the countdown. I love the countdown. I am doing the countdown for like 30 years, and it's worked from day 1 to right now. The countdown is where we actually count down the days until we open. Now, countdown banner is great. You got to invest a little bit of money, but so you have your normal banner out there talking about what is, and then you have a countdown to the opening. So, and you need to do it every single day. You need to change that number, right? So after your pre-sale time, Let's say you decide that, okay, I'm going to need 6 weeks to do that. So you have 5 levels, right? So you can do each one is a level. But you might want to do pre-sales, like way up advanced. Pre-sales, where you're getting people just to go on your website, get the information, you know, and get it sent out. You do need a website, and that's really important because I'll show you later when we're doing our Facebook marketing why we use Facebook and Instagram and how we use the Facebook pixel, okay? But the countdown is where you're saying in 14 more days we're opening. And the people drive by. Let's say they drive by and say in just 14 days we open. That's it, 14. And they drive by the next thing. Only 13 days until we open. Only 12 days till we open. And on your thing is get your opening offer, right? And there's only 12 more days until your opening offer. And you do it 14, 13, 12, only 11, only 10 more days, only 9 more days, only 8 more days, only 7 more days, only 6 more days, only 5 more days. Yeah, and the person's driving by every day going, that must be something big. I see a lot of people going in there. Only 4 more days, only 3 more days, only 2 more days, last chance. A giant thing that goes over, last chance to get the opening offer. Last chance, because guess what? The fear of loss is greater than the desire for gain. People react to things and act over things if they think they're going to lose something. So if I could be thinking about doing a workout or want to do something, and it's going to be more expensive that month. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to join this month because that makes the most sense to me. I could save money and maybe even get started earlier on whatever, or I can save money and my kids can get started early. It doesn't matter, but the countdown works. And so the third stage is the countdown, because you count down to the 4th stage, which is your opening. That's your day of opening. That's your last chance. That's where every single person, right, has that last chance to bring a friend. So all of those people, all of those guest passes out there, all of those people, they can bring a friend for the same deal that they have, and you have to inform them of that. You can do that per email, welcoming them to the club, telling them that we're going to have a great event on the weekend. It's the opening. We're looking forward to you coming on down. And don't forget, your guest passes expire on that day. That means if you want to bring a friend and they want the same conditions that you have, then you need to bring them on the last day, and that's on the opening day, and tell all your friends and bring everybody, and you're posting this and you're hammering it out on your Facebook, on your Insta, and on your marketing. And you have all these people now going, okay, yeah, I will. I mean, I'm just going to tell my friend anyway. Say, you know, I joined that martial arts school down the road. Oh, really? I was going to go. Hey, you should. You know, I got this pass, and if you use it, you can get the same conditions that I got. So you want to come? He's like, yeah, sure, that sounds like a great idea. That's what happens. And then people, you want to have a rocking event. Now, I know you're going to probably want to do like the shows and stuff, and that's okay, but you need to have set up during your open a definite sales position. You need to be selling. You need to be selling like you've never sold before. Fear of loss is greater than desire for gain. That is level number 4, is your opening. Now, on your opening outside, there are balloons everywhere. There are balloons everywhere. So everybody knows when we go, oh yeah, balloons. Balloons are really, really big deal. Make sure if you do put up balloons, make sure that they're not hanging and doing all that weird stuff. You gotta have people know that balloons means saving money, new opening, grand opening, reopening, save money, save money, save money. That's what they know. And that's in your pre-sale. Okay, so you have your pre-sale, you're getting all the people to give you their information. Your pre-sale, you've invited those people to come down. You have your countdown, which you're counting down to the opening. Number 4 is your opening, and number 5 is you extend the offer. You extend the offer for 2 weeks or 1 month. The same offer that you had in the pre-sale, you extend it further. Before you start charging for the joining fees and all the other things, make sure you're giving the last chance, yeah? And then you can we've extended the offer. People don't feel bad that you're doing this. People will feel good about you doing this because they're gonna get their friends a last chance to do it. And then, after you have your base of memberships, then you're building upon that. And that's how you do a pre-sale. That's how you launch your school. You're going to launch your school by following those steps. Now, you need to put it into a calendar, and you need to prepare way up front for this, okay? Because you're going to have to be ordering banners, right? You're going to want to be pre-doing your Facebook and Instagram marketing, or your social media marketing, or your TikTok marketing. You have to pre-do all this stuff because you're not going to have the time later. Because you're a one-man show or a two-man show. This stuff has to be pre-done. That means it's all ready to go. It's in, the drawer. You just need to pull out the drawer, you put it in, it's done, right? It's 5 minutes of work because you did it beforehand. Every single post should be done. I'm going to show you how to do that on Facebook later on the calendar, okay? Or on Insta on the calendar. But everything needs to be done up front. So you have your opening day, and then you count down to that. Now let's say, for example, you need to extend that opening day. You didn't get your mats or you didn't get your things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you can still push these levels between each other. But if you 6 weeks out say, we're just going to open on that day, what happens if you don't? I have been in situations where we said we're going to open up on a certain day and we didn't have any fitness equipment on that day. That was horrible. That's why I started building in little things that guaranteed me that I knew up front what the next time was. Because when I was going to open, I would say we're going to open in the spring of this year, or in the fall of this year, or the summer of this year, or the winter of this year. It didn't matter, right? But as we started getting down the levels, I could extend my pre-sale. Because we're not booking any money for people until they open. But then we had a great pre-sale offer because we had a great pre-sale where we told everybody we're coming. Okay, and it's the same as you. Then don't forget the countdown. You're going to have to order a big countdown banner. A banner that you can actually change, the date, the numbers on. Or something big where you can write in, if you're in the city center or you get a lot of walking traffic, then you need to write those numbers down every single day. You need to have your guest passes ready. Because when you start your pre-sale, you need those guest passes. So go get them prepared right now. You're going to need them a lot later anyways, right? So your countdown banner, and also you're going to have to order your balloons and everything, but just prepare it up front. And I hate it that so many of you guys you get so involved in just thinking, okay, I just gotta, concentrate on the opening. That's all that matters to me, and just opening. And I got my friends that are going to come. Get your friends, but your friends, you don't need to waste any time on them. On your friends who are going to join anyways. You do not need to waste time on them on your opening. You are a business and you need to have all your people trained in sales. That means watch my sales video so you know how to sell a membership. Okay? Everybody in your school needs to know how to sell a membership. That's why you're watching my sales video. Okay? On how to sell a membership in your school. On that opening day, all you care about is more members. You sell like you've never sold before. All right? Because that is the snowball. And I tell people all the time, they say, it's like having that little tiny snowball up front and you got to roll, right? Well, guess what the pre-sales is? The snow. If you don't do a good pre-sale, you ain't going to have any snow up there. And don't make your pre-sale the snow. Or your countdown the snow. Or many of you guys use your opening as the snow. And then you just open and then you just start from there. You can't do that. All right? You want to open with your classes full. You want to open with your classes full. You want to open with just white belts. As far as you can see, white belts. That's how I always know how successful a club is. I just need to go into your club and I see how many white belts you have. And I know if your marketing's working. Because if you don't have any white belts, your marketing's pretty crap. You got a lot of white belts, your marketing's pretty good. If you got way too many white belts and no black belts, maybe your classes aren't that good. So I can, as a guy who loves numbers and loves to look at things, and I can get a full idea of exactly how your school runs just by looking at how many white belts you got. So I want you opening with just so many white belts. It's crazy. And that's why you start the snow with the pre-sales, then you use the pre-sales, and then you do the countdown, and then you have the opening, and then you extend the offer. All right? Those are the 5 steps, exactly how you need to open your school. Do it now. Follow that system. You can write in the comments below, and you can see how we do it. Don't forget Dojo management software. Download Dojo management software because it's going to be the best thing for your school. It's so easy to use, and it's free anyways for the first 50 members. So just download Dojo software, and then you can start your school right there, right on your phone or your tablet, and it works. All right, talk to you guys later. See you next time. Bye.